Hello, lovelies. Dr. Lucy here from Real Life Medicine with another episode of Weight Loss Wednesday. Today, I'm going to talk to you about something that's a little bit tricky, and that is behavioural change. So, we know that weight loss is a behavioural thing. We have to change what we do in order to get a different result. And a lot of people have trouble accepting that, and I understand. Look, I remember years ago, I used to, counsel people about giving up smoking. And I'd say, you know what, I get it, it's hard. If somebody told me I'd never eat chocolate again, I'd think, life's not worth living. And if somebody said, just have two pieces of dark chocolate, every night and you'll be fine, I'd think, oh, what would you know? And I guess the thing is that I do know, because I have been there, I do know what it's like to spend every night on the couch eating ice cream, every night on the couch having a bit of chocolate. Every time I hop in the car for a long trip, I'd have a bag of Fantails or a bag of, what are those other chocolate eclair things. Every time I had coffee, I'd want a piece of cake. And I didn't want to give any of that up. So I do get it. But the problem became that if I was going to continue that lifestyle, then I was just going to get fatter and fatter and more unhealthy and more unhealthy. And I already had insulin resistance. So I knew I was staring down the barrel of diabetes. And I was sick to death. Honestly, I just smashed the table then. Sorry about that. I was sick to death of standing in my cupboard and seeing all of these clothes, these lovely things that I just couldn't wear anymore because they didn't fit, or if I put them on, they looked terrible, or I'd have to wear some giant top over the top to cover up where my, undies line was. And frankly, I got sick of that. So I think the thing is that it's, losing weight is hard, but being overweight is hard as well. So it's about choosing your heart. Which one are you going to choose? And then once I kind of accepted it, because that was the other thing. I kept bargaining with myself going, you know what, if I get to this weight and stay here, it'll be fine. I can live like this. It's no problem. Then I'd get to the next 5 or 10 kilos and I'd go, it's all right. If I just stay like this, I'll be fine. But the thing is, there is no upper limit of our weight. We can say this and say this and say this, and we end up then just sneaking up, 80 kilos, 90 kilos, 120 kilos, 140 kilos. It actually doesn't stop. So we have to make a change if we want this to stop. And so I think accepting that and stop fighting that made such a big difference to me, changing my mindset about this as a long-term option, not looking to replace my food, replace that dopamine hit I got from sitting on the couch, not looking to replace that with, other food, but looking to replace it with something way more meaningful, way more deep in my soul is the thing that took time. And I'm always working on it, but you can do. Now, the thing I say, right, weight loss is like weeding a garden. So you come along, you've got a whole lot of weight to lose. It's like having a beautiful garden that hasn't been cared for quite some time, and there's weeds everywhere. So you spend a long time weeding the garden. We then have to do maintenance of this garden. If you just leave it, it'll go back. The weeds will come back. So we have to always just be there, mindfully plucking out a few weeds. Every now and then you might have a few weeks of forgetting to weed your garden. You've got to go back and there's a few extra to do, and you've got to rein it right back in and really focus on weeding your garden. But if you just keep on top of it, few weeds every day, think about your thoughts, check in with what you're doing, then it makes life so much easier. And I can't emphasize that enough, that the constant just minor check-in to keep yourself on path is so much easier than that fighting with yourself about giving up the ice cream or giving up the chocolate. And instead of focusing on what you're giving up, what you're missing out on, that whole FOMO, you focus on what you've gained. And for me personally, apart from losing 20 kilos, I'm happy to have not gained the 20 kilos, happy to have got rid of that. I've gained, fabulous clothes that I'm back wearing again, but more importantly, food freedom. I don't think about it all the time. I'm never hungry. I can just get on with living my life without the clutter. So, peeps, that's it for today. Get out and get weeding and keep your maintenance up, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye now.